best place for reading.
The garden's much prettier, don't you think? I bet the memories are all flooding back now.
The best place for reading. Ah yes, we were sword fighting in this very spot.
And that time I was the winner.
So, as your victory prize, you asked me to fulfill a wish. I remember we did something the very next night, John, but what was it? We brought a cage with us. You insisted it must be made of iron.
That's because we were preparing to hunt fairies in our garden. Everyone knows iron is the only thing that can hold them.
And I was distinctly uncomfortable.
It was a disguise, of course. Fairies are easy to scare off, unless you're incognito.
And every trap needs bait. We brought honey and a glass of warm milk.
After 2 hours lying in wait, we noticed movement in the bushes. The fairies appeared at last.
No, it was just Isolde the pig. She was lured by the smell of honey and milk, and ate every last drop. Isolde belonged to Mr. Sim in Miner's End and escaped regularly. At least twice a month we would see him searching for her all over the island.
Well done, Sherry. The hall now looks much as it did in our youth. Brings back fond memories.
We used to take a shortcut down the banisters, much to everyone's annoyance.
Oh yeah, what fun. They had to fix these handrails several times. I wouldn't try it now, Sherry, tempting though it is. Oh, the room looks nice now. It's comforting to see the way it was meant to be.
My mother always preferred to spend her rare moments of lucidity with me.
That's true. She even stopped Mycroft from joining you. Remember?
I do. He didn't show it, but he was upset. I think Mother paid more attention to me because I was younger.
I can sense an incoming memory, Sherry.
To be or not to be, that is the question, whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. I was so frustrated to find only one bed in this room. Mycroft initially refused to bring another for you, but after a week-long dispute, he gave in.
What a stubborn man. How well do you think he would sleep without a bed?
The first chemical laboratory I ever made. I almost miss its elegant simplicity.
One of your early sketches of me. And a rather unflattering one at that. Just look at my nose.
Now it looks exactly like it was a decade ago. I can almost feel the memories hitting me. Oh, I remember now. I never liked the way the books were sorted on these shelves.
That you didn't. Your brother often struggled to find his reading materials after our visits.
So the treasure is real, but tell me, John, how did you even guess there would be something on top of the monument?
Didn't I ever tell you about my psychic abilities? I should have. I even know where we ought to go next.
Good day, sir.
Merhaba. Good day to be alive.
And, by extension, a poor day to take a bullet. Do you know what happened here?
Officer said there was a duel, shots fired, and then that fellow took his last breath. Reminds me of last year.
So the inspectors have been and gone?
Of course. Police don't let an undertaker do his work before they've finished theirs.
Who died?
Oh, no, mister. It is not my place to say.
Not your place. Nonsense. As you say, you won't mind.
Death with dignity, that's all we can hope for, sir. He doesn't need his name out there.
Why are you just standing there?
I came to take the deceased to the cemetery, but caught sight of Mother Nature's bounty and had to drink my fill. He won't mind anyway. Let me tell you, friend, the sweet sea air, the calming whisper of the waves, it's a salve for all ills.
You mentioned a previous incident.
It was in the old city ruins. I remember the deceased was very rich. Front page news, very, very rich he was. But a coin makes a poor shield, as I always say. And who needs it when a view like this is free?
We're done.
I always admire the way you notice such details.
In such moments, I often recall Mother's voice teaching us of the importance of the smaller details. The world hangs on small hinges, John.
Even the most chaotic miracle becomes sequential when you take a closer look.
Wait, what? Is this Mother's magnifying glass? How did it end up here? What happened?
Sherry, you really need to learn to let miracles happen. The whole world is one big, unresolved, chaotic miracle.
But they will become sequential if you take a closer look. I do remember what Mother told us, but that explains nothing.
Just let things happen, all right? Besides, this little miracle will look perfect in our manner, don't you think?
Is this familiar to you?
I won't help you, sir.
May I ask for your assistance?
Oh, mister, helping you will be a tremendous honor.
Someone is playing on people's ignorance and fear.
Or someone bravely going toe-to-toe with another world of evil to protect the innocent. The hero people deserve, he's the one they need.
May I ask you something?
I've heard something, but actually no, never mind. I know nothing, I'm sorry.
Not much brandy was spilled when the bottle broke. Someone had drunk most of it already. Not enough blood for a murder, but plenty to suggest fists were flying in a collie shangles. I wonder if Luigi made it himself.
I reckon the ghost is responsible for all this mess.
Don't jump to conclusions. Until we locate any evidence to the contrary, we shall continue to exclude the supernatural. Let me concentrate, John. The ghost hunter's stand was here. Someone stormed up angrily.
Let me take it from here. It was the ghost of Cordona, a horrific being, formless, with evil eyes and glassy skin that shimmered like a nebula. It lurched towards its foe.
No, John, it was human. We're staring at the evidence of a scuffle between men.
A little imagination never hurt anybody.
If a mark realizes they've been had, that the fear was baseless, the money defrauded, they will likely return to voice their displeasure. And thus Luigi took a beating. Fools should have at least moved locations between scams. After the attack, he fled bloodied and bruised. Looks like he crawled that way. The empty bottle suggested intoxication. This vomit confirms it.
Well, if you were tailing supernatural creatures
Thanks to you, I am often forced to tail the supernatural, and yet I'm still sober. There's a bottle missing. After expelling all the alcohol from his stomach, it seemed he was compelled to replenish it.
perhaps because booze eases the pain of his lonely and dangerous life. As a ghost hunter.
You need to stop reading the Penny Dreadfuls. Threw the bottle here. He must be near his hideout.
Maybe we just leave, Sherry. There's no need to disturb the ghost.
Looks like an appropriate home for a ghost hunter.
I have a bet.
Donations, one presumes. The painter definitely has an aesthetic. Handcrafted, actually rather beautiful work. Handcrafted, actually rather beautiful work. An eerie and unsettling sound. So this is where all the money was going. So you see, John, nothing supernatural, just a drunken lowlife fooling superstitious sailors for a living. You can't argue with the truth. The truth will out no matter what one does. You can embellish it all you like, but you're just delaying the inevitable.
Well, he can delay it no more. After what happened at the port, this scam won't work again. This man is no more. He's ceased to be. He's expired and gone to meet his maker. He's a stiff. Bereft of life, he rests in peace. You know the rest.
The bullet entered the heart at an angle, implying it was fired from an elevated position. He died in... Predictably, the rumors were exaggerated. The blindfold is intact, with both eyes unharmed. A Webley top-break revolver. Blank cartridges filled with a wax-covered gelatin bullet. Effectively harmless, even at close range, but leaves a nice red splash on impact. A key for a birdcage? I'll take it. The duelist eventually reloaded his gun, but all the cartridges were filled with red, non-lethal rounds. A blindfold, discarded or lost. Your opponent was behind you.
You know what? That Undertaker has a point. It is beautiful here.
Blank cartridges filled with red wax-covered gelatin bullets, most assuredly non-lethal, if rather theatrical on impact. A case for dueling Webley revolvers. Blank cartridges filled with red wax-covered gelatin bullet. A case for dueling The corner of the box is broken, likely from being dropped.
Gosh, how exciting. I always wanted to be a member of a club. I bet you couldn't join. No good at following orders, are you, Sherry?
Ah, a contest then. I shall prove my blind devotion, so to speak, to their inane rules, and you shall eat your words. Red stains, relatively fresh. A Lamat revolver, .42 caliber. One chamber is empty, the others are filled with live rounds.
You're not even
The victim was killed by someone up on the wall. It may have been the referee who took advantage of the duelists while they were blindfolded. This seems plausible, but I must consider all options. What if there was another person here? The victim was killed by someone up on the wall. There may have been someone else here, a fourth person waiting for an opportunity to strike.
Sometimes I think beauty can blind you, or you can be blind to beauty, you know? Did he see it all around him, do you think, before he covered his eyes and drew his pistol?
Can we please leave the nattering behind?
Oh, friend, relax. Life's too short to be short with people.
There is more to this case than meets the eye. The victim fell not to his dual opponent, but a hidden marksman in the ruins. Abandon your oversimplistic ideals and tell me the name of the deceased so his killer can be caught.
Ah, that is wrong, to be sure. Okay, the man's name was Eric von Staub. I heard the officers say that he lived in Scaladio.
At last. You may return to your vacant stare.
Would you like to report a crime? How do you do?
Miss von Staub is awaiting the police, sir. Perhaps you might visit on another day. Good day, officer. Miss von Staub awaits you in her boudoir.
Good day, miss. I regret to disturb you at this tragic time, but could you spare a moment?
Oh, officer. I've been waiting. Is his body still in that horrible place?
A horrible place? I should introduce you to the Undertaker. But first, you and I shall get to know one another. I am Officer Holmes. I take it you are Magda von Staub, the sister of the deceased?
Oh, pardon me. Yes, I am.
My deepest condolences, Miss von Staub. Your brother's body will be returned to you shortly, as I believe the case will soon be closed. Nevertheless, there remain some formalities requiring attention. May I ask you a few questions?
Oh, if you must. But I'm unsure if I will be of much help.
Forgive my intrusion, but I must inquire about your bruises. Did you take a tumble?
Oh, I have a weak disposition. It is not so bad, but my skin marks more easily than a peach. It is the least of my sorrows.
But, Miss von Staub, I can tell you suffered new bruises even before the old ones had healed.
I have nothing more to add, Officer Holmes. It is what it is.
Do you know if Mr. von Staub had any enemies? Someone that may have sought to do him harm?
Enemies? I don't know. He and I did not discuss such matters, and he was rarely called upon by visitors. My brother's only guests were his friendly contests, but I was not allowed to participate. I merely heard it all from my room.
Contests?
Eric would practice shooting on the patio, and occasionally friends would join him, but I couldn't tell you if they ever argued.
May I take a look at Mr. von Staub's room? His personal effects may prove invaluable in our understanding of the case.
Please do. Here's the key.
Thank you for your time, miss. It appears the parents are dearly missed. Our beloved parents, 1875, Baden-Baden. Rest in peace. Only German composers feature here.
Look at those vases, Sherry. Bet they cost a fortune. Would be a shame if someone broke them.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
I'm sorry, but I can't help, officer.
Good day, officer.
Where were you when your brother died, Miss von Staub?
I was here painting Eric's portrait. My God, you could have asked the servants.
Alas, I needed to hear it from your lips. Do you know anything about this?
I'll gladly tell you everything I know, officer.
Good day, officer. Miss von Staub awaits you in her boudoir. Good day, officer. Miss von Staub awaits you in her boudoir.
Oh, I love it when you're reckless. Were those Limoges porcelain?
You have a keen eye.
Well, I suppose it's yours. Next time, shoot with a blindfold.
A handsome portrait of Eric. Miss von Staub does have talent. The rounds have been emptied. The black paint looks thick. It's been mixed with something. An ointment by a Dr. Herbert with a lavender and pine scent. Excellent score. She covered the locked windows with paintings, but the atmosphere remains oppressive. Sad home for a young woman. She covered the locked windows with paintings, but the atmosphere remains oppressive. Sad home, the end and the beginning. A wealthy man in his 60s. Sir Barnaby Boddington, 1879. a typical crest for a league or a guild. Club headquarters, 190th anniversary celebration. This whip is well loved and well used.